Hey there, beautiful people. Today, we're going to talk about the updates for the SEF meeting. Good to see you all again. I'm trying to make this a short video just to let you know what I'm doing to prepare for my SEF meeting. If you haven't met me before, my name is Cinnamon. I moved to Portugal about a year ago. And so for those of you who are also applying for your residency in Portugal, you got to remember there's two parts. So there's the part you do if you applied in the US, that part you have to do to just get that part of your residency. And then you have about 4 months until your visa expires to do the second part that you have to do when you're in Portugal. So I am at that phase, and I'm sharing that process with you so that hopefully if this is something that you're going to do, you will learn from my mistakes and won't make as many mistakes as I did. So today, for those of you who came to the Moving Abroad Summit, thank you so much. We had such a good time. It was such a blast. And I just want to thank you real quick for that. So I'm still here. I've just been, dealing with the aftermath of that in addition to getting ready for the SEF meeting. So I want to show you some of the documents and things I'm preparing. My SEF meeting is next week. So hopefully I've been hearing various stories from various people who've been going through this process. And one of the things that is consistent is that your experience is going to be inconsistent. So what somebody may go through in their meeting, hey there, hon, what someone may go through in their meeting, you may not experience in yours. So I am just going to bring everything I can possibly think of to bring to the meeting so that hopefully I can have my residency, at least for the first year. So again, if you haven't applied before, most residency or visas period expire for after a year or 2 years, depending on the country. So right now I'm at the very beginning stages. And so let's go into it. So I'm going to show you a website. Even though some of y'all refuse to use Google, that is what we are going to do right now. Let me bring it up for you. Let's make that bigger. That's better. Okay, so we're going to do SEF, spell that correctly, SEF, Portugal, and let's do residency. So we get. Okay, look at that. First result, we're going to click on that. Now, many of you have been asking me a variety of different things about your particular visa. Naturally, I wouldn't know. So this website is going to be the website you go to. It is already in the, of course, thanks, Brianna. It's already in the description, the link that we are going to go over, okay? You, look at me. You're going to take time and you're going to go to this website and you're going to see what applies to you. And then when you see what applies to you, then you do what's necessary based on your circumstances and situation. So if you see right here, this is, sometimes when you do this, it may come default in Portuguese. You can switch it to English. So if you're deciding to do the self-employed visa or that type of thing, you can go through these at your own leisure. I'm going on this one. Again, I don't know if it's right. You're learning from my mistakes, right? So I'm clicking here and I'm doing permanent resident permit. So you see they have some various options here. They have resident permit for entrepreneur, immigrant, startups, investment, family reunification. Oh, I said that correctly. Victims of trafficking, long-term visas. So there's a variety of things here. You can look at this at your leisure to kind of see what type of documentation you will personally need for your purposes. So I'm just going to come here. And again, guys, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I'm using this based on what I'm assuming that I will need for my SEF meeting. So go here. So 2 recent identical photos, which I still need to go get, passport, valid residency visa, which is in my passport, evidence of sufficient means of subsistence. I'm assuming that means my bank statement. So I have a bank in Portugal and I also have my US banks. I am going to bring bank statements from all the banks that I have. Okay, that's just what I'm going to bring. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what's going to happen. Evidence the applicant has adequate accommodation. So let's chat real quick. So remember we talked about how when I did that video on cost, hidden costs to move to Portugal. So if you did your residency visa in the States, you had to show 6 months of accommodation. So from what I was told, even though it's not on the website, from what I was told from people who have done their residency, you need to show a year. So I now have a year lease, which is I'm here now, and I'll show you that apartment later. So I'm bringing my lease. Now, some documents, it's really important that you bring the actual lease. So when my landlord and I signed the lease, he took 2 copies. We had 2 copies and we gave original signatures on both. So I had to show that to my bank when I needed to transfer, when I needed to change my address, I had to show them my lease, and it wasn't sufficient to have just a copy. They wanted to see the original signatures on the lease. So it was serious. So I had to do that with my bank and everything else that required me to change my address. So just want you to be aware of that. So if you are going to do it, you're going to need a year lease, as far as I know. What else we got here? Permission for SEF to check Portuguese criminal record. Here's the thing. I don't really know what that means because I had to do that. I think it was the form that I filled out in the States to give permission or something. So I don't know. I really don't know what that is. And I don't even know how to get a particular form, if there is a particular form. A document attesting to the existence of family relationships when I can't even say the word, applicable. You know what I'm trying to say. Supporting evidence of registration within tax authority. To be honest with you, I have no idea what this is, but I think I sent out an email to the accountant to see if he can give me some insight on what that is. Hopefully, girl, I don't know. Documents providing the applicant registered with the Social Security. So some of this stuff, I'm not sure if it relates because it doesn't say retirement. Listen, y'all, I don't know what I'm doing. So oh, perfect. Mariah, you got to give us some information. So this is the process I'm going through, and I'm just going to pull these documents together and we just going to cross our fingers and hope it works out well. But I wanted to give you all this link so that you can take time to go through the website and see exactly what applies to you specifically. I do not have more information than this website. So if you ask me, I'm not going to be able to tell you. I'm going to direct you to Google and then the website. So I hope that is helpful. There's some other things I wanted to kind of let you know. Let me see if we have any questions right there. Let's see. Okay. Hey there, hon. Boo child. Thanks for the video. Absolutely, Brianna. Evaluation process takes a long time. Mine took 14 months just to evaluate it. Whew. Okay. I'm engaged in trying to get the D7. Okay, Marty. That's what I'm attempting to do. How is the Holden? How is the Golden Visa? I don't know, hon. I didn't apply for the Golden Visa. I did get good rest. Thank you, honey. What type of visa were you seeking? 14 months. Yikes. Yeah, that is a lot. I'm doing the D7. I'm not sure. I'll be back at the check background. So checking background, it in Portugal has to be done in the U.S. I did that in the U.S. So listen, y'all, I don't know, but I have the meeting tomorrow. So not tomorrow, next week. So I'll let y'all know how that goes. And we're gonna make this one a quick one. So I just wanted to update you on that. If you have any questions, you're looking at this later. Again, if you haven't met me before, I'm Cinnamon, moved here about a year ago, going to have my SEF meeting next week. So found this fun process that will get you all the information you will need based on your personal circumstances. So I do recommend you just check out the website, see what they have, and hopefully it can answer a lot of your questions. If it can't answer your questions, hopefully they have an email there that can do that as well. Do you know anyone who went through that process? You want to buy an apartment in Portugal. Do I know anyone who's going through this process? Do I know anyone who's purchased in Portugal yet? I don't. Have you visited here? Because guys, if you haven't visited a country yet, I don't know if I would necessarily advise purchasing real estate there, because you have to figure out what the process is. It is not like it is in the States and many countries. You have to kind of do your due diligence to see. Sometimes the culture is that they keep property for a long time. So you may have to keep property for 3 or 4 years in order to be able to sell it or just whatever. So you just want to know that going in. So make sure you do that. But I personally do not know anyone who has purchased a home. Portuguese classes, we are going to start next week. For those of you who are interested, and if you already signed up, you'll be getting the emails. If you haven't, there's a link in the description box that will go over the Portuguese classes. We are going to be doing it for 12 weeks. We will be together. We will learn European Portuguese together. Now, we can only take 20 people at this time. And we're going to do live sessions twice a week. And then we do 1 hour study hall. For those of you who met Sally, she's going to be our instructor. And so if you can't make it, because we know we're trying to accommodate people in various time zones, everything will be recorded. In addition to, you'll be able to upload your voice so that Sally can hear your pronunciation and give you some tips and that type of thing. So sign up for that. We'll start mid next week if I can get my life together. So yeah, I'll have that for you. On different realtors. Can you please do a video on different realtors to rent from? No. Listen. So one thing you need to know about renting in Portugal. I did a video on renting in Portugal that has a whole bunch of links in it. Go look at that. Now, the difference between Portugal or Europe in general, maybe, is that they don't have a multiple service listings like we do in the States. So in the States, if you want to buy a property that's in LA or property that's in DC, you can get a listing of all the properties. That's not really the thing here. So that's why there's so many individual realtors. So they can only show you what they personally have the ability of selling or renting. Unless they have friends in other brokerages. But there's a ton of real estate agents here. And it's not a central way to get real estate information. But yeah, I would say just look at the websites right now. Go check out the video I did on renting an apartment in Portugal. And it has links that you can look at. When you come to Portugal, you can also I would say kind of reach out to a bunch of different real estate agents because, again, they're not centralized. So if you are in a certain area, they're going to give you the options that they have in their particular office. And when you walk around here, a lot of times they'll have the pictures of the properties right on the windows. But it is not like it is in the States. You're not going to have a central location. So to get a bunch of different realtors, I'm not doing that. Like, that's y'all got a job. Like, I'm not all things Portugal, people. I'm just showing y'all what I did, and then you will take the information that I'm giving you and you go forth and prosper. So again, we're going to do the Portuguese classes. Let me see what else we got for you. So Cleta, I hope you're watching this. Cleta has an update. She has filed for the residency permit she's in Atlanta, and it goes to the DC office. So some of you have been emailing me in regards to the office saying that you need a Portuguese bank account. And you asked me if I had to show that. I did not show a Portuguese bank account when I initially applied for my visa. Again, I applied for my visa in July, I think it was, and I got it, I think, within 40 days. Now, Cleta just doing hers now, and they asked for a Portuguese bank account. Now, the expectation is that you will open a Portuguese bank account once you get here, but you might just want to have to do some communication back and forth with the office to decide what you need to do. Understand this. Things can change. One, there's a pandemic. So things can change. So I want you guys to kind of really consider that. So if things change, you just got to listen, go with the punches and do whatever they're asking you to do. But just ask for a little bit more clarity. If you asking me if I had to show a Portuguese bank account when I did my residency visa, the answer is no. I showed my personal bank account and that I was making money from the US to move to Portugal under the remote working visa. So that's what I did. Let's see. Do we have any questions? How do I move from Dubai to Portugal? I have no idea. Can you please do a video on the okay, we just read that one. Thank you for I'm currently in the process of getting all my information together to move to Portugal. If I'm a virtual assistant, how can I show proof of income at the DC embassy? So if whatever income you have, you will have bank statements. You will have a way to show that you are making the money that you say that you're making. and that's going to be in bank statements. So be sure to include your bank statements at least up to 6 months. You might not need the whole 6 months, but at least show that. So if you have various banks accounts that you're using for your business, bring them all. You want to have as much information as possible so that you have something to choose from, and they can tell you, okay, we don't need this, we don't need that. So just try to inundate it with as much, because the way to show that you have income is show it through your bank. Absolutely, Latifah, you got it. Do you have an Instagram? If you look on the video you're looking at, you see where it says IG at Driven Spice. That's my Instagram. Okay, so let's go over. All right, so I told you guys we'll be doing the classes. Now, for those of you, this is what I learned from the Moving Abroad Summit. Many of you want to move abroad and the money thing is stressing you out. I get it. So I'm going to attempt to try to do more entrepreneur-esque digital content. And I know some of you just really want to hear about Portugal, and I get it, but I want to provide some type of content because I feel like that is the biggest stressor. People want to move abroad, but they're really concerned about the income part. And a lot of you, especially the ones, like I've met some of you all, and you're brilliant. Like you are really, really smart. And it's not difficult to take your skill and convert it into a digital skill. I just learned from the summit, some of y'all are just making up reasons as to why you're not doing it. And it's not true. You're just nervous and fearful. And I just want you guys to get over that and really push yourself to understand your value. You've been living this long, and people, you know how to do stuff, and people need to know how to do it. You have skills and expertise. So we're going to get into that. I just need the people to know that that's what some of the content is going to end up being. We will see more Portugal. I'll definitely keep you posted on that, but we're going to talk some business too. Okay. All right. Teaching, international teaching. So like I told you, Cleta, which I hope you write comments later when you see this, she is going to be teaching internationally. I asked her if she would she be open to coming on camera. She hasn't given me an answer yet, but she's actually going to be doing teaching online, which a lot of people who've moved abroad, they started there and then they transition out to maybe starting their own businesses or working within the country. So if you are interested in moving out the country and you're trying to think about what jobs or what employment opportunities, a lot of people have started with teaching. That wasn't necessarily my journey, but a lot of people have done that. And I'm thinking about bringing a panel of teachers so that maybe you can ask some questions and kind of see how they got started. But it may take me a minute to pull everybody together. But Cleta, if you're watching this, I would, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I want you on camera, girl. Okay, so I think that's it, guys. I wasn't going to stay on here too long. How long have I been up here? Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's all I want to tell you. Creating systems. Also, we're going to talk about software. So for those of you who are small businesses and you want to grow your business because this economy is about to go in the trash just because we're expecting a global recession, no matter where you are. So with that, you really, even if you're retired, and if you're a U.S. citizen and your retirement is attached to the U.S. stock market, understand between the recession that's coming and inflation, things are going to get really interesting in your retirement account. So I just feel like everybody should have a side hustle. That's just the life I live. And I want to spend a little bit more time with that, and more so talking about the software that you can employ in your business to help you grow and kind of systematize some things. So we will talk about Portugal, but we're also going to talk about how to make some money online. Okay. No MLK in Portugal. Got it. No central database. Right. MLS. So there's no MLS in Portugal. Always err on the side of having too much. Absolutely. So yeah, you definitely want to have as much information as possible when you do your SEF meeting. So again, my SEF meeting is next week. Once it's over, I will tell you. I'll tell you what happened and how to go. Look, or what needs to be done or not done because of the mistakes I made, and we'll just ride with it, y'all. This is just a learning experience. Again, if you're just now joining me, we're streaming live. I put some links there so that you can do your own personal research as to what you would need to provide when you have to do your SEF office for Portugal. I think that's about it, guys. I just want to jump on here real quick. Again, we'll be starting the European Portuguese language classes next week. So if you're on my list, be sure to look out for that. And I think that's about it. Do we have any more questions? I think we're Good on the questions, guys. Guys, I hope that was helpful. Use the link. And if you have any questions, let me know. Understand that I am limited in my information because I'm going through this process just like some of you. So we shall see. But hopefully that link can give you some insight and some information. So till next time, guys. Bye.